Alright, I'm Marquise.
I'm Eli.
We're with TimeRush.com, and we're talking about Man of Steel today.
Excellent. Let's do it.
Okay, so I'm gonna say it was a good Superman movie.
I liked it a lot.
It was a good Superman movie. It was a good Superman movie. It wasn't a great movie.
I feel like you said that.
I know. It wasn't a great movie. It didn't like.
I don't know. I thought that everything in it was nicely done. You got to see they spent a lot of time on Krypton, and that was really cool to get to see Jor-El and Clara, and interacting with the spaceship and the trauma that they had to go through giving up their son so that he could live on the planet Earth, and having Zod introduced there and having that fight with Jor-El and Zod, I thought that was amazing. Like it was more than we've ever got to see of Krypton in a movie.
Yeah, no, and I thought you're right. That part was amazing. Don't get me wrong. That was great. Yeah. I enjoy that part. What I didn't enjoy was that Mr. Kent was a total douche.
Was he though?
Yeah, he was.
Like why?
Okay, so when he tells him, "Oh, well, the bus happened." Spoiler alert, by the way. Bus crashes into the water. People are drowning. The kids are drowning. Clark uses his powers, super strengthens the bus up. Some people see him. His dad's like, "Well, so you can't be doing that."
I see what you're getting at. I don't think he was being a jerk there because, that's him looking out for, he doesn't want anything to happen to Clark.
But at the same time, should I let them die? Yeah, maybe.
Well, that's the conflict he's having. In order to protect Clark's identity so that he doesn't become some science experiment somewhere, maybe he should have let those kids die. That's the conflict there. That was a really good scene, I thought, because, that shows that Jonathan Kent is struggling, with this. It's got some kind of weight to it. And the fact that he was, debating on, having Clark not use his powers to save those kids, that shows that he really, really had grown attached to Clark and wanted to protect him. It made sense, and I don't think he was being a jerk.
I understand that, but at the same time, it's well, I don't want you to become an experiment, but at the same time, if he'd have survived that, everyone else would have drowned. He would have survived that. And then how you explain it?
Yeah, there's both sides of it. I think maybe you're thinking into it a little too much. It was really just meant to show that John was struggling, I think, with the fact that his son was Superman and that he could do these amazing things, and it really kind of showed that.
I didn't enjoy it that we have a fully competent Lois Lane who figured out Superman's identity in less than the first hour of the movie. That was
pretty amazing. That was pretty good.
She went through and deduced by the way, he was this guy and this guy, and I'm at the Kent farm. Hi.
Well, the way that they set this up, that would be a dude that you could follow a trail of pretty easily.
But then she became the damsel in distress for the rest of the movie. She went from fully competent to I'm falling out the full Clark, save me. And her constantly calling out his name. Hey, we've talked enough. You know my space name. Can you call me my space name at least?
I honestly think that they, for this movie, they didn't want the secret identity to be that big a deal. They didn't want to have to deal with the duality of Superman. They didn't want to have to get into that too much. And they did a good job of handling the way that they revealed, at the end, when they reveal him as Clark Kent, the reporter, I thought they handled that really well to set it up for the next movie, so that you can have some scenes of him in the office.
But that's the whole point of Superman's duality.
For this movie where they people have had that so much, and we get that Superman is Clark Kent because we've all seen Smallville. Millions of people have seen Smallville. We know the origin story. So they wanted to do something that, people haven't seen, and they've done their own spin on it. which is going to happen with a movie.
I mean, I'm saying it wasn't a bad movie. It wasn't a bad movie. It was a good summer action flick. It wasn't a great movie by any long shot. It just wasn't. It was a very good Superman movie. The best Superman movie to date.
Oh, without a doubt, it is the best Superman movie.
And this one he actually punches people.
Yeah, I was really excited to see him punch a dude. You know, like when I saw that trailer where he punches a dude, I was like, man, Superman punches a dude.
I had some issues.
They're
with
in a city.
Yeah, I mean, I had some issues with like continuity. Like when he got the suit, how long was like did he like spend time talking with his father to learn abilities? You know, or did he just take the suit right away and just fly up into space and learn how to do all that stuff? Because he had to learn how to.
Well, I mean, he had I guess the way they did that in this movie, like he had kind of already, learned what his abilities were. Like he knew that he could do that kind of stuff, and they showed him like after he got that suit on, he didn't just go out and fly. Like he started doing crazy jumps. Like once he understood that his powers were that kind of immense, like he started to try more things. And went out and like he was jumping, and then he was like, man, it almost feels like I could fly. Like, okay, so let me try this thing where I like boost myself super into the air, and like I liked it. I liked the whole thing a lot. I had a lot of fun watching it. The fight scenes were amazing.
Fight scenes were pretty good. I enjoyed.
I know a lot of people got really mad. Like, how many times is Superman just going to fly at this dude and tackle him through something? But I really enjoyed the fight scenes because that's basically Superman fights.
The end fight scene with Zod was very good. It was more choreographed. He actually was doing blocks. He was actually doing moves and stuff. Like he knew what he was doing.
Yeah, he was starting to figure it out. Like he was learning. Like he was super learning, if you will, from Zod, and it was really cool. What did you think about the controversial scene where he kills Zod?
I understand that it was for the greater good, but Superman doesn't kill. And
he's killed Zod before, though.
Yeah, but I understand.
I think getting bent out of shape about him killing somebody is kind of pointless at this point because
I'm not saying it's pointless. I mean, I understand that again. It was the situation he was in.
Yeah.
It was for the greater good. He had already the Phantom Zone thing had already went off. There was no way of sending him back. He had to.
Yeah.
He had to end it because he was going to kill those people.
I mean, it's like Batman in the old 80s Batman movie where Michael Keaton kills the Joker at the end. Like,
I mean, and in the end, this will set up a good sentiment for Superman not to kill anyone else. They'll always find a way.
It was absolutely a good setup for that because like you saw him struggling in that moment. Like he was sitting there wrestling with like. I don't want to kill anybody, but this dude is clearly not going to stop. Like, he said that he's not going to stop, and it is beyond evident that unless I do this drastic thing that I don't want to do that's completely against my character, then yeah. So I have to act, and, like, it was just brutal. Like, it was, like, I was sad for him when he did it. Like, I was like, oh, man. Wow.
Overall, I give it I give it a 3 out of 5 on the oxidation scale because it was a good Superman movie. But it wasn't a great movie. It was just a good movie. It was just I would say the best movie to date would be Star Trek by far, hands down for the summer.
For this summer.
Yeah, but I mean, it's Superman's. I would say it's in the top 10.
I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5.
You give it a 4 out of 5?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. Like there were like you said, there were some things that kind of left me wanting. Like, it was kind of silly how Lois Lane figured it all out so quick and like pieced it all together and kept calling him Clark. But at the same time, I like the direction that they took with it, and I love the costumes. Like all that stuff was amazing. The musical score.
The score was amazing,
incredible.
And that they didn't use the Superman music.
Yep.
Was
they created
epic.
all new
Superman music, which was awesome, and it was I think that was all Hans Zimmer too.
Yeah, it was Hans Zimmer.
So that just made it even more epic because it was Hans Zimmer.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, 4 out of 5.
3 out of 5.
Check us out on timers.com.
We'll see you next time.
Later on, guys.